Morning, Christine. Hi, Tony. Okay, we'll just wait for everybody to join in. Hi, Christine. Good morning. Nice to see you again. Right, so we'll just wait along. Joni, I can see you coming on live. Good morning to you. Hi, Christine. Thank you. Hope you're well. Yeah, it's been a good, busy weekend for me. With me and Tony, the two of us, we had this amazing workshop. So yeah, good morning, Joni. It's good to have you here. Okay, so we'll just wait for a few minutes for the others to join in for today's meditation. And let's hope we have a good one together. A good sharing of reflection. Today is again a reflective meditation that I love doing because it's so close to the graceful reflection concept. So it really ties in well with what I like to believe, that it's about spirituality in our everyday experiences, to enjoy life, but also see the spirituality that's hidden in all our experiences. I think Savita, you've just joined us also. So yeah, we'll just wait a few more minutes, perhaps 1 or 2 minutes before I start talking about today's meditation and what we're going to be doing together. Okay, so do let me know how your week was. As I was saying, I had a very productive Saturday sharing the workshop Emotional Influencers with Tony. It was an amazing way to present the human needs or emotional influencers in the concept of from a cognitive awareness as well as a consciousness awareness. And we had some amazing participants, and we had a very interactive, we had 2 sessions, one in the morning and one in the evening. And if you feel you've missed out and you would love to do it with us, then please do send me a message, and we can always schedule another one to suit your time zone or to suit over a weekend that works for you. Thank you, Christine. Christine says it was a great workshop. I've been reflecting on it all day with plenty of aha moments. Amazing. Yes, that's what the aha moments are. So they're a bit of an addiction, right? When we have that aha moment. When I have one aha moment, the one who has to really listen to it is Tony. He has to hear about my aha moments, and I'm all, my eyes are all lit up, and I'm like buzzing with that energy of what I'm going to do with that new revelation that I've had about something that I'm experiencing or something that I can put into, my future projects or into my life. These are very special moments. And like I said, it's a bit of an addiction. So yeah. Hi, Lita. Good evening. Great to see you here. And hi, Uncle. Good to have you here. I've missed you over a couple of weeks, but I'm glad you're here with us today. Okay, so we're just warming up and we're just gathering here. So I think I should start talking about today's meditation, and it is called Changing All Our Have-Tos to Want-Tos. So what do I mean by that? I mean, it's very obvious from it, but I'm just going to talk a little bit as to why I chose these two concepts. Okay, so have to, as it suggests, is an action that needs to be carried out. It's necessary to carry this particular action, because if we ignore it, either there would be a negative consequence, or perhaps we might even negate a positive consequence. We miss out on an opportunity because it feels like a have to, it's necessary, and doesn't seem to have a great energy at the moment, but we sort of want to ignore it. We want to ignore it, but sometimes we cannot. Want to, on the other hand, is an action that seems more optional. It comes more from the heart. It feels like we have the free will choice to say, I want to do this, rather than saying, I have to do this. Now, we do have lots of responsibilities and tasks that come along with our roles and attachments that need to be carried out on a daily, weekly, or over a lifetime. And it doesn't mean that all the actions that we have to carry out will necessarily lead to a negative experience or are not as pleasurable. But the want to carry out also not necessarily lead to a positive consequence. But the joy is in the action. The joy should be in the action of carrying out whatever we're doing. We want to put the positive energy into whatever activity we are doing, because that helps us to enjoy the process on the first hand, and we possibly even get better results from it, or at least the attachment should not be on the outcome. Having said that, I should correct myself there. It's not the attachment on the outcome. However, if the journey is joyful, no matter what the outcome is, we are not disappointed with it. We know we've given it our best. So keeping that in mind, if we look at the have to carry out responsibilities or tasks, if we're carrying it out with a sense of burden, it's more than likely that it carries the energy of reluctance or unfulfillment, or perhaps the vibration around that activity that we are doing are pretty low, and hence no matter how much energy you put into it, the results never give you a sense of fulfillment. It just feels like something is missing. There's a void, and you're not able to point a finger at what it is. And perhaps it's just the vibration around that energy of, I have to do this. On the other hand, when you have the energy of, I want to carry it out, there is a sense of a fresh energy in there. There is a sense of fulfillment there. There's a sense of coming from an unconditional space, no attachment to the outcome, but you feel like this is going to be joyful. Now, ideally, we want to have all the activities that we do coming from that space, right? I want to do this. But we do have lots of roles and responsibilities that sometimes don't carry that energy. So today's meditation is about changing all our have tos to the energy of want to. Because when we look closely at those have to energy activities, if you really dig deeper into it, either we can let go of them. Perhaps some have just been there for so long, we've just got used to doing them, and perhaps we could let go of them. Perhaps we could delegate it to somebody else to carry out that activity. We think it's only us who can do it, but perhaps we can delegate it. Or we could perhaps transform it or enhance it. Perhaps it's been there for so long that it's lost its value, and we want to enhance it and give it more meaning. Or perhaps just looking at it and seeing the gratitude of why it is present in our lives, see the hidden meaning or gratitude around it, helps us to then shift the energy towards that activity or responsibility. Okay, so it's like clearing up our inbox of have tos and shifting it to a want to, and that's what we're going to be doing through today's self-reflective meditation. All right, so again, your choice how you want to carry it out. I would suggest sit for today's meditation, because there's a little bit of activity involved, and you might just fall off to sleep if you're lying down. So try and sit for the meditation for today, but that's entirely your choice. As we always know, we have a choice of how we want to carry out things. All right, so I'm going to change the angle of the camera, and I'm going to play some music, and I will be picking up the guidance from the oracle cards in the course of the meditation today. All right, so stay with me, and of course in the end we will of course share our experiences. So here we go. I'm going to change the angle of the camera. Okay, let's begin. Okay, so let's settle down. Today's reflective meditation requires you to be completely honest with yourself. Just for now, leave aside the heightened sense of I can't let go of all my have to responsibilities. That would make me an irresponsible person. Just leave that aside for just this moment. This reflective meditation requires you to be completely honest, and having that heightened sense of I can't let go of my have to responsibilities will not allow you to have a complete experience. You need to have total transparency with yourself, which will help you clear up your inbox and help you reconnect with all your roles, all your attachments and responsibilities with a fresh perspective filled with more awareness, gratitude, and appreciation. Visualize yourself walking into a room. It's called the self-reflection room. As you enter this self-reflection room, you can just feel the healing vibes. The air is filled with your favorite aroma. The decor and colors soothe your soul. There's a very comfortable writing table and chair, and you make your way there. You notice the table is well stacked with stationery. As you sit on the chair, you notice that there is a mirror across the room facing yourself. And you notice the mirror has lovely reminders on them. You are enough. Your uniqueness is special. The purpose of life is to know yourself. Seeing these reminders, you get encouraged to write a few special notes for yourself. You pull out the sticky notes and you start to write some special reminders for yourself. You pick up those sticky notes that you've just written on and you move towards the mirror to stick them on the mirror. While you do that, you pause to look at yourself closely. And you're reminded of the technique you had learned in a self-empowerment workshop of sending love to oneself. You look straight into your eyes and you say out loud without any hesitation, I love you. It feels strange at first, but also brings up goosebumps in a nice way. It feels strange at first, but also brings up that feeling of uplifting. Very bizarre, uplifting sensation. So you give it another go. And you once again say, I love you, to yourself in the mirror. You notice a soft glow on your face. And you have a sweet smile on your face as you say that. You start to return to the table, and suddenly you look back over your shoulder at the mirror, and out come the words, "You are awesome." Chuckling at yourself, you return to the table. As you settle down on the chair, you notice there is a board game on top of the table. And it says, changing from have to want to. You pick up the box and you hold it in your hands, raising your awareness to unnatural sounds and feelings, but there don't seem to be any. You seem to get interested now in this unique box. You open it and you start to read the instructions. The instructions say, start by writing down on the blank cards all your have-tos and place them to the left. Then write all your want-tos and place them to the right, leaving enough space in between these two stacks of have-to and want-to. The board game also has 3 small trays, each marked as number 1, letting go tray. Place this right next to the have to stack. The second tray says Delegate, that comes after the first rack. And the number 3 tray is to enhance with gratitude tray. The gratitude tray is exactly after the Delegate tray. And finally, you have the want to stack. The game requires one to look at each have to card that you fill out with the intention to move it from the have to stack to the want to stack. But before it goes from have to want to, it has to undergo a transition. Some may be let go of, so you will put it in the letting go tray. And if they do not go in the letting go tray, you will move it to the Delegate tray. Once you've assessed them from the Delegate tray, if they cannot be delegated, then they must be transformed through a simple process of bringing gratitude into the task, role, or relationship. And then finally, with that assessment, they must visit the gratitude tray, and once the gratitude has been identified, it makes it to the want to stack. Interesting journey, you think to yourself. The writing on the cards is with a special pen which allows for erasing and reusing, making it easier to keep using this board game. You are intrigued and you feel you have been carrying a load of have-tos and want-tos, and you really want to tidy up your inbox, so to say. So you start to play the game, laying out the trays in between, and you take the blank cards. You take a nice deep breath in, and you start to assess all the have-tos in your life. You start listing them and writing them. To make it easy, you start to list out your everyday activities, the chores, the responsibilities, the connections, the interactions, all the expectations from you from morning till night. And whatever feels like a have to, you write them. What feels like you want to, you write them on another card and you place them on the want to stack. Your focus is on the have to cards. So take your time to write down your everyday activities, responsibilities, expectations from morning till night that feel like a have to. Take your time. Once you've assessed that, you move on to weekly activities, weekly responsibilities, chores, connections, interactions, expectations. Anything that does not come up daily, but comes up every week here and there. Take your time to write those in your have to stack. Now start listing on a broad scale all the roles, attachments, titles, or relationships that fall under the have to category and place them there. And the ones that are want to, of course, go directly to the want to stack. And then you move on to the dreams and goals, all the achievements you want to create as short-term and long-term. Once again, separating them as have to and want to. Your focus is on the have to. Now add anything else that comes to your mind. Put all your have to on the have to stack. And then next to it have the 3 trays laid out in order. The letting go tray comes first, The delegate comes next. And the third is enhance with gratitude, followed by a want to card stack. Arrange them neatly, ready for a transformation. Once you've arranged them, you now pick up your have to stack and you start looking at each one. The very first one in your hand, you look at it with the energy of letting go. There are many activities, chores or roles and responsibilities, attachments we keep out of habit. When we take an honest look at them, you notice they are outdated, perhaps non-essential. Stemming from a fear of letting go, perhaps. Or in the language of the millennial, a FOMO, fear of missing out. All you need to do is assess their presence in your current life, in your current moment. And ask yourself, are they enriching me or stagnating me? Are they merely an conditioning? Does it make me happy, fulfilled, or sad and burdened? Can I let go of them? Can I let go of them without feeling a deep sense of guilt? As Eckhart Tolle says, sometimes letting things go is an act of far greater power than defending or hanging on. And as Deepak Chopra says, in the process of letting go, you will lose many things from the past, but you will find yourself. The Oracle card guidance says, for the question, how to let go, and it says, be flexible. Do not be rigid. What was important in the past may not have that same necessity at this moment in your life. Be flexible not only on a physical level, but also in your mental, emotional level. Allow flexibility to let go of any conditioning that you have an attachment to for the old. And when we ask how to raise our vibrations after we've let go, so that we do not carry a sense of loss of guilt, it says, accept the gifts of the universe. Turn your attention to the gifts that are there in the universe. This letting go is not only of action that you have to still carry out, it's perhaps some emotional baggage that you feel you have to carry from the past. Experiences you feel you have to continue carrying. It's time to let them go. Some of your have to cards will enter this letting go tray. As you drop them there, take a sigh of relief and appreciate yourself for having the courage, for having that flexibility. The have to cards that did not end their journey in the letting go tray can now move to the next potential tray for transformation. The delegation tray, to delegate. Again, many activities, experiences, responsibilities and chores we take on because we believe in them. They feel like fun when they start off. They were energizing and fulfilling then. But over time, as we move on, we find ourselves burdened by them. We're overloaded, facing a burnout as a result. A stock review of these helps us to see that perhaps it's time to hand over to someone else. Perhaps that someone else who was not capable before is more capable and adept at doing it now. So ask yourself, have I overstayed in that role? Is it time to delegate it to someone else? And if it feels hard, ask yourself, do I lack the trust in others and hence find it hard to delegate? And if that is true, can I find it within me to overcome my skeptic side? Can I build up trust in the other person or in the universe? Hand over the responsibility to someone else. And if there's no one else, can I give it to universe? As David Allen says, you can do anything, but not everything. As we ask for guidance from our higher self, How do I bring the energy of trust to delegate? And it says, go back to basics. Focus on your basic needs. Move and exercise your intuition. See the beauty of what you received from it from the past, and it's time to hand over to someone else. Draw the appreciation for it and delegate it to someone else. And as you delegate, the space created can be filled with new experiences, bringing new energy. Or perhaps even the old gets a new perspective. It gets transformed and enhanced. As A.D. Gordon said, we must enhance the light, not fight the darkness. Transform and enhance all those have to. If they have not been let go and have not been delegated, it's time to start enhancing, bringing new light to them. Inquire, what am I not seeing in the old that is ready for transformation? So that I can see new perspective. And the guidance received is action. That transformation requires inner and outer action. And your language of your soul, the intuition, will give you instant feedback if you are enhancing it and transforming it appropriately. Because it will carry the energy of want to. And if you do not know how to, ask the universe for help. To not feel alone in the journey. And as you start looking at it, and if there is still no room for transformation, perhaps it's time to have a deeper look, to find the gratitude in what you have in your life. Gratitude helps you value everything in life. At times we lose value of someone or something because they have been in your life for a long period of time. It's taken for granted. Gratitude opens doors for abundance. all the have to cards that have made it into this tray for transformation or to look at the gratitude hidden in them, take your time to look at each one. Allow gratitude to raise its value so you're grateful for its presence in your life. As Robert Brault said, enjoy the little things, for one day you may look back and realize they were the big things. And in the words of Zig Ziglar, who said, gratitude is the healthiest of all human emotions. The more you express gratitude for what you have, the more likely you will have even more to express gratitude for. When you live in the space, in the energy of gratitude, you become like a magnet that only expects the best. That is the guidance from the oracle cards. Expect the best like a magnet, attracting only the good into your life. Attracting things that you can truly be grateful for. The energy of gratitude, another oracle card guidance says, brings the angel of love around it. That role, attachment, responsibility that you feel is a burden is actually your energy in it brings the angel of love into it. You are the angel of love. Instill each of those have to cards that have come into your gratitude tray and decide if they are ready to move on to the want to stack. And the ones that have not made it, perhaps today is not the right day for it. Perhaps you can invest more time later on, seeking and trying to find the gratitude in those cards, in those activities. As long as you stay flexible and you stay in the energy of gratitude and appreciation. And keep accepting the gifts of the universe. Clearing the old and attracting, like a magnet, the gifts from the universe. Slowly start to check in with your energy. How are you feeling? Do you feel lighter? Does it feel like a weight is off your shoulder? Is there a sense of wow in you, realizing you have achieved much? And only looking back makes you appreciative, positive of what you have. Do you feel energized and productive for the new? The angel of balance has helped you make this transformation of your have to stack to your want to stack. You may or may not have any cards left on the have to section. But you now know how to shift them. You slowly put the cards and trays back in the box. You look up at the mirror once more and read all the positive notes that are there. They feel more meaningful after this reflection of your have to and want to. You feel grateful to be who you are. As you smile and blow a kiss to yourself in the mirror, you step out of the self-reflection room feeling lighter, happier, and with a great sense of fulfillment. You tell yourself you need to come in here each time you get caught up in the game of have to. As want to is a much more joyful space to be in. You take a nice deep breath in. And gently move your fingers and toes. And with your next exhalation, you can gently open your eyes, feeling recharged and happy. Sorry about that noise. It was my chair hitting the table. Okay, how's everybody feeling? Hopefully all recharged and lighter and with a new enthusiasm to look at all the activities and roles that you've transformed or you have built up gratitude around. So do let me know how you felt. It was interesting the kind of guidance that I was getting through the cards. They were mainly appreciation, angel of love, expect the best. This was probably one of the best ones that I feel really, that's that little magnet in the arms attracting only the best, which I think was really special. And then of course, be flexible. So not only in your exercise, but flexible in the mind and your attitude towards it. Yeah, there are like 15 cards, Christine, so I'm showing you some of them. There's be flexible, which was on the first one. And then I had accept the gifts of the universe. And in between, I got a nice little compliment, so I have to appreciate it. Thank you, Nyla. She says, I'm looking great today. So that's really nice. Thank you. I also actually didn't mention, but this was also that came up, to pray, because that helps us to really get into the space of being grateful. There's back to basics. So go back to basics came up in the second tray where we were picking up, where we were delegating. So when we focus back to the basic experience of what is required in life, and then we have exercise your vibes, and then we also got action. This is our favorite card, right? Christine, you will recognize this one. This has come up in a couple of the meditations that I've been sharing. It came up in the yin and yang. I remember it was there. And so today I had two oracle guidance boxes in front of me. One was trusting your vibes and the other one was energy. So I was kind of picking up from both to support. And this is the angel of love that came up for the gratitude card. So yeah, so there was quite a few cards that were pulled out to support today's reflective meditation. So which tray was the winner here? Was the letting go the winner here for you? Was it the delegating one, or was it the enhancing with gratitude one? And were you able to clear up all your have to stack and move it down to your want to stack? I hope you were able to make that journey. Yes, Lita, you're right. We need to keep coming back to this one because we do, have times when we've probably forgotten some other things and they might come up. So need to come back to this frequently. Thank you, Uncle. Very grateful for your presence here. And so I'm also going with the fact that the gratitude tray was the greatest for you. So do let me know which tray worked out for you. I think for me, when I look back at my activities, that I feel there is a denser energy of, oh, I have to do this. The gratitude card tray is what helps me to appreciate that it is there, because when I look back at all those few things that felt like a huge responsibility or a chore in my past, there's always a positive that comes out of it. And so each of those things do bring a positive. So Tony definitely said gratitude. I think Tony and me tend to live from that space of gratitude. And so we're really blessed that both of us have that approach to life together. Joni says, my word from this is I released. I'm feeling freedom. Perfect. That's really nice. So you did let go a lot more. So the tray that was the winner for you, I think, was perhaps the letting go one. And that's interesting, right? Because we feel we have to continue being the way we were before, and we don't realize that we've come a long way. We've had new experiences. We have new ways of doing things. And why are we stuck in the old? Why are we looking at it from the old? And I think that's what the guidance at back to basics is, that perhaps a reassessment of how we carry out our daily lives. And I remember this exercise I had done when I'd done a workshop, and that lady made us look at all the activities that we liked and we didn't like from the start of the day. And I remember at that time saying, making the bed was not one of my favorite responsibilities for the morning. And there were one or two other, which is interesting because today, I think after that process, like making the bed, while I don't appreciate the energy attached to it, but other things stand out more for me. Making the bed, someone else can do. I've delegated that to someone else. So Lita says, actually, I was not so ready for such an intense meditation. Oh, okay. So did you find it quite intense? Well, Lita, I hope you now know what the energy of it is. So try and get back to it. Great. That's really nice. So I hope you can manage that for your revisit to this meditation. And Savita, thank you so much. Grateful to you for your presence here. And the gratitude is by far, I think, the best way, because sometimes we just some responsibilities are just there and they are so special, but we forget about it. And reconnecting with the gratitude to that responsibility or role or task helps to build a better vibration around it. And like I was saying in the beginning, when we shift the vibration around it, we will come out of doing that work in a more positive way. It'll have the angel of love around it. It'll have the angel of balance around it. And we don't come away feeling like I'm really unfulfilled. Actually, I had a very interesting experience in my life when I was working in the travel. And I remember I was in the travel trade for 7 years, and every day I could feel a void in there. I was great at my job. I put in the best, but it just felt like I have to. Every Friday night, that time, the weekend used to be Thursday, Friday. This is Saturday morning was like, oh, really? Do I really have to go back to work? To the extent that I would have tears in my eyes. And I remember Tony always telling me, why don't you just quit? I was like, quit and do what? And, so quit and do what is one of the hardest things to do. So I let go of something that I'm attaching a meaning to. But if I let go, then what? That's scary, right? So then you want to find other things to do. But perhaps those new things that you've brought into your life, they might be very fulfilling, but perhaps they might not. So just be grateful for what is there and take your time to make that shift. Christine says, I delegated a couple of my have-tos to my guardian angels and God with a reminder not to take them back. I like that, not to take them back, because at that time they were relevant perhaps in your life, Christine, and today you feel like you can let go of them. So good for you. So letting go, Trey, was and not delegating, right? You delegated to the universe, to God, through through the process. So I'm really glad that each one of you connected with the right energy attached to your have-tos. And of course, it's a journey. It's an ongoing journey of self-discovery and getting better and better at self-awareness and making positive shifts in our lives, because the only space where we can make a change is within ourselves. And when we make that change in ourselves, we see the change around us, or like the quote I had put by Dyer. So when we change our perspective to something, what we're looking at, that also changes. So the things that we're looking at also changes. So whether it's in your relationships, in your tasks, in your responsibilities, we are so grateful for what we have, but yet there are some things we have to let go of, right? Okay, so that was today's self-reflective meditation, and I look forward to, of course, sharing more next Sunday. And I'm thinking of starting something on Instagram. And first it was like, perhaps I'll do another meditation session there, but it's something different that I'm thinking of doing on Instagram. So I hope each one of you will join me. I will probably make an announcement about it in a few days or in a week's time, perhaps next Sunday or something. And I look forward to sharing that also with each one of you. So if you're on Instagram, you will have one more way of connecting with me. Perhaps it won't be a weekly session, but it'll probably be twice a month or something like that. Okay, right. Well, take care of yourselves. And I think we have a long weekend coming up at the end of next week. It's Eid, but I will be joining you on Sunday. I know Sunday is a public holiday for us here. I think I will be here. I will be here for the Sunday meditation because I want to, not because I have to, because I enjoy this process and I would want to be with each one of you next Sunday. All right, take care, and I look forward to connecting with each one of you again. Take care. Bye.